Hello, welcome to LCR Radio. I'm Scott. I'm 16 years old. I go to North Liverpool Academy, and I currently study film, media, ICT, and maths.
Hello, I'm Alan. I'm 17 years old. I'm from Poland. I go to North Liverpool Academy, and I currently study film, media, law, and English.
And I am Damian. I'm 16 years old. I'm from Poland. I go to North Liverpool Academy and currently study English, maths, and media.
Today we are going to talk about games, specifically about how the graphics of games evolve over the years since the start of gaming, and also our top 5 list for the best game graphics. But first, let's check out a new song.
I hope you enjoy the show and stay tuned.
We're now going to ask each other questions so we get to know more about each other.
So Scott, what experience you have with the games?
Well, I don't have much experience, but I do play games now and again when I find myself in boredom. I've played GTA 5 a couple of times, but I don't usually play the missions as I just free roam around running over people. What is your favorite game series and why?
My favorite game series is the Souls games series because this game is very challenging because every mistake you make causes you to die and you have to restart from the last checkpoint. I love this game because the story of the game and world is forbidden unless you play the quests. You can even explore more of the world by communicating with NPCs or reading the item descriptions. So Scott, what type of games do you play? Can you tell me more about how the graphics look?
The type of games I play are sandbox open world games such as the GTA series because these games allow you to play around in an interactive world, sometimes resembling real life as the graphics look fantastic and almost believable. GTA 5 is a great example of this. I think the graphics of it seems impossible to replicate, but I think they managed to do this by taking photos of the real world and putting it in the game, as well as using other technologies such as ambient occlusion, which gives more realism to the game world. What is the first game you've ever played?
I remember when I was 5 years old and my parents bought me GTA 5 City and I played the whole days before they realized what the game was actually about, and this was the first game I have ever played. I also remember when I got my first PlayStation console and I played Spyro Adventure and Driver.
What is the worst game you've ever played and why do you think that?
I think the worst game I have played was the recently released Need for Speed Most Wanted, because in the older iteration of this game you also use the revised money after completing races, and this money can be used to buy new cars as well as customizing them, such as upgrading the visual appearance of the car. In the newest iterations, all of this has changed, and it's only possible to get cars by finding them in the game's open world.
Good answer. We're now going to play a song. Stay tuned. Hello, Scott here. Welcome back. Let us now move on with the topic. It's really impressive when you consider how far gaming graphics have come in the past few decades. This is because technology is evolving and improving very rapidly. This also affects lots of industries such as the hugely successful multi-billionaire gaming industry. Other industries such as the film industry are able to create CGI for adverts, trailers and movies just by using computers.
Dating back centuries ago, most of us will remember the first game console to be released, such as the Atari console, which was a big hit in that period. Although they only had simple graphics, but they were so much fun to play with, and people were amazing back then because GCI was kind of new.
Because it's interesting how video game graphics evolve over the years, let us talk about our top 5 picks of which were the best video game graphics of 2013.
One of the difference of a new generation of video game is improved graphic. As we move into the next generation, let's take a look back at the best visual experiences of the last generation. Games will be rated based on graphical quality, art direction and aesthetics.
This top 5 countdown are our picks for the best video game graphics. At the end of the countdown, let us know what you think. What games were too high and what games were too low?
Starting the countdown is Tomb Raider, a much needed restart to new, no pun intended, out of date service. The game brings the story back to the adventure origins of Lara Croft. Along with modern gameplay improvements, Tomb Raider has impressive visuals. A large portion of game's success depended on how well Lara's physical and inner struggle was shown, and the game delivers in this aspect.
Animations are fluid and believable. Lara's movements were motion captured of Camilla Luggington, who is also the voice actor and body model. On PC, there is even a graphical option solely dedicated to hair graphics. The tombs and exotic locations Lara visits in the game are a real pleasure to take in. Ensuring a future for our strong female protagonist, Tomb Raider sails into 5th place on the countdown.
Scott, do you think the game was an improvement to the previous version of the game series? Why?
Yes, I think they have improved the graphics of the game drastically. If you compare Tomb Raider 5 with Tomb Raider 1 side to side, you'll notice a big difference in picture quality and animations as they look more believable due to the use of motion capture technology and other advanced technologies such as ambient occlusion and tessellation. The story progressions have also been improved as the previous Tomb Raider series were a bit mediocre and outdated. This game is overall a great improvement over the previous series.
Good answer. Another Square Enix published game, Sleeping Dogs, presents a complex designed world for you to freely roam around. Wei Shen is an undercover cop tasked with infiltrating the triads. The setting, modern Hong Kong, is unique to the gameplay board, and the sight and sounds of the city are well shown in the gameplay. It is breathtaking just to stop from time to time to take it all in.
A high-resolution textures pack that comes with the PC version adds improvements to everything in sight, and lighting, shadows, and effects are consistently high quality throughout the game. Hand-to-hand combat sequences flow like choreography. For those experiencing the "I want GTA now" syndrome, Sleeping Dogs will give them what they need.
Just be sure to remember to drive on the left side of the road, with everything from thrilling motorcycle chasing to action-moved fist fights. Sleeping Dogs speeds its way into 4th place on the countdown.
On 3rd place is Hitman Absolution. It rounds out the first 3 games on our countdown with yet another Square Enix published game. The game itself was well received by critics, but less known by mainstream audiences.
Agent 47 makes a proud return to game scene. His assassination missions has been updated with modern gameplay mechanics. The Glacier 2 engine is very underrated and is capable of rendering realistic dance crowds. The environments are gorgeous to look at, and you are sure to take them all in as you play the game unobserved.
Gameplay is fast, but the trademark bullet time allows to see detailing on each individual bullet. Advanced physics are well implemented as enemies react and fall dynamically to where they were shot in the body. Bullet wounds are complexly rendered. Max Payne 3 dives into 2nd place on the countdown. Wait, I think I read the wrong line. but subtly sometimes fall through, and you are more than welcome to run and shoot. Slow motion kill cams show high levels of detail. Hitman Absolution sneaks into third place on the countdown.
On second place, we feel like we can just copy and paste a large portion of what we wrote about Hitman Absolution into our recap of Max Payne 3. The game received high scores from critics, but not many played it all through. It was a spectacular modern release. Max Payne, the so-called character, is once again in a cycle of getting drunk and disposing metal. The PC version is filled with modern graphics features such as tesselation and ambient occlusion.
Gameplay is fast, but the trademark bullet time allows to see detailing on each individual bullet. Advanced physics are well implemented as enemies react and fall dynamically to where they were shot in their body. Bullet wounds are complexly rendered. Max Payne 3 dives into second place on the countdown.
Before we move on to the number one game with the best game graphics of 2013, let us first play a song. Stay tuned. Hi, Alan here. The best game graphics of 2013 is Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 drops you into the lair of pirates, slavers, and dangerous animals. As your vacation goes wrong in the worst possible way, the only stroke of luck you have is that the islands of Far Cry 3 are beautiful, expensive, and completely open to exploration. There is a lot to take in as you fly over the islands with a wingsuit or hang glider.
The terrain and vegetation are developed and lush. Hunting rare animals takes you to a variety of locales. Wandering aimlessly through the forest or driving along the coast offer hours of radiant scenes and entertainment just by themselves.
With gameplay just as rewarding as its graphics, Far Cry 3 skydrives into first place.
And that's it. Thanks so much for listening to our show. We hope this gave you more interest about the gaming world as it did with us.
Goodbye.
Bye.